Hi, Rachel. How are you?
Hi, I like your nails.
Mm, Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Yours are awesome also.
Whitney's story is very, very different from mine in many ways. You know, the story of this woman who had, this very public, huge scale story with, Tinder and Bumble and these like massive wins and these devastating losses and like literally billions of dollars at stake is very, very different to my life. But in her story, I saw so much that I related to and that like I've been talking about with my friends and colleagues for a long time, just being a woman navigating a male dominated industry and sort of the tension of figuring out how to succeed and what moral compromises you end up making and regretting along the way. And all those themes and really, really spoke to me personally. Yeah. I mean, I think that there's a default for what we picture as like a tech founder. And it's like a rich guy, a rich white guy but in like kind of clothes, but that were expensive, like that is sort of like our picture of what
Fancy flip flops.
yeah, that's like our picture of what a tech mogul is. And so for Whitney to come in both from like, less money than a lot of these other people, and then, no connections and sort of try to start from scratch and navigate this world. I think you sort of start, you're the opposite of what people have in their mind. And so that ends up kind of, it creates a lot of challenges for her, but I feel like she really figured out how to flip it to be, ultimately an advantage to her. I mean, for me, the central theme of the film is how the choices of individuals impact culture. And so that goes from dating to our culture, to our culture at large, to the workplace, to like every aspect. And so for me, having this woman who went through all of these challenges and then sort of forged them into her biggest success through deciding that the culture needed to change, that was really inspirational to me. And so, I think that was true in her dating life, was true in sort of the app progression. And then also, without spoiling the film, but like the decision she makes at the very end of the film, it's sort of like the completion of that arc. It's a huge responsibility to tell a real person story. And certainly I don't want to make it either exactly what you said, overly, I don't want to take anything away from her, nor do I want to pretend that it's a simple story with like a superhero at the center. I think it's a real person who went through real complicated things. And what's worthy of showcasing is like a desire to shift things and a desire to make a change, and seeing her sort of have that evolution. I think the evolution is what's interesting, and like the change, the change through the story is what's most interesting. And ultimately, I do think that there's a lot of stories out there in the world of people who have been abused or have been or treated badly or gone through something traumatic. And so to have one that we can showcase where somebody got up and like tried again, rather than just going away and like living in a hole for the rest of her life, as one could sympathize with doing, I think that is special.
Rachel, thank you so much for your time.